All right, we're here with Coach Kyra Elzy, Blair Green, and Robyn Benton. We'll go ahead and start with questions for the student athletes. If you have a question, raise your hand and we'll get a mic over to you. We'll start off in the back row.
Blair, could you talk about your time with the University of Kentucky, obviously from Kentucky, and just what this opportunity has meant for you?
Yeah, it's honestly been amazing. I mean, it's the time that I'll cherish for the rest of my life, just looking back at all the amazing memories I've got to make with my teammates and my coaches, and just having people believe in me and just pour into me and just creating the person I am today and just making me a better person going in and being prepared for whatever I have next in the next chapter. But yeah, it'll probably be some of the best memories I'll ever have in my life, and just the sisterhood I've been able to create over this time. But it's really challenged me and brought out the best of me and really made me tough and resilient for the future.
To the left, second row.
Not really a question, more of a statement, but you guys, every single game, have come out and compete from jump ball to the buzzer, and no matter if you were down 20 or if you were up 20, and just the resiliency of this team and your all's play, and you're just fierce competitive spirit, and I just want to say thank you for giving us the opportunity to cover you guys.
Robyn, from a transfers perspective, can you discuss your few years here at Kentucky and what they meant to you?
It meant everything to me. We won this last year, so I feel like I made the right decision to come to Kentucky. Big Blue Nation, they embraced me and they loved me when I was looking for a home out of the portal.
Right here in the front.
I know this has been a tough season mentally. How does it feel to end on this note? I know obviously a loss, but a run in this tournament.
I'm very proud of my team just coming in here. I mean, we could have just backed down and just been the 14 seed and just laid it down and just had like what everyone expected. But I mean, we kind of made history with being the 14 seed that won the first two games. So I am proud of that, and I'm proud of just going out with what I knew that we could do. I mean, I wish it would have been earlier and we could have made that statement a long time ago, but I mean, we went out fighting, and that's kind of all that you can ask for.
Over to the right.
Blair and Robyn, you guys were two of the 5 returners this season. What do you think was different about this team this year, and what was really enjoyable about this squad?
It was 10 new people, so I got to opportunity to know 10 new faces. We bonded, we laughed, we cried. Honestly, these girls, I got to give it to them, because like Blair said, we could have just laid down, but they stuck with it.
Anything else for the student athletes? Last question, go right here in the front.
I was hoping you could just talk about that fourth quarter, almost coming back. What was it going through your head? What were you feeling at that moment?
I think at that moment, I mean, we cut it down to a pretty close game, and I mean, that could have been like the last quarter we ever played in our life. So I mean, just laying it all out and just wanting to know that we gave it our all and poured it all out, and the outcome, I mean, it is what it is, but as long as we laid it all out there, that's all we can do.
We came really close, and in my mind, I'm pretty sure everybody else's mind, we were thinking win. We weren't thinking let's hang on. We were thinking let's win this game.
All right, thank you, ladies. You're free to go.
Thank you.
Questions for Coach? We'll start off right here in the front.
Hi, Coach. A little bit not related to tonight, but also was. Can you just speak to your transfer class this year? So many incredible moments from this conference. Anaya, Maddie, folks like that. What have they meant to this team, and what have they added?
This transfer class was big for us, starting with Addie. Told her in the locker room when we needed a high-energy player, blue-collar, willing to sell it out on the floor. and she brought us a leadership that we needed. She wasn't afraid to say the hard things, and it's exactly what we needed, plus high character. You think about Maddie Shear, a Kentucky girl that came home, and not only did she show up, but she showed out this year, and I think she showed why she is the player that she is. And then you have Asia Petty and Anaya, and during the course of the season, they have made some big plays when we needed them, but we needed a buffer in between the freshmen. So we had the 5 returners, and then I think the transfer players were our buffer in order to get our 6 freshmen ready. So they were huge for us.
We'll go to the back row.
Coach, every player is important, and we know that for a lot of players who come from Kentucky and play for Kentucky, it means a little extra more. And when you have someone like Blair who's made an impact on this program, what have you seen from her just about her leadership with this program?
Well, I love all of our seniors. It's always the hardest moment. Everybody always asks as a coach, is it senior day? Senior day, in my mind, you still have more games left to play. It's when it's the finality of it, like today, going into the locker room. This is the hard part, because you grow a bond with them, you love them, you've been in the trenches with them, and this group believed in Kentucky. Robyn Benton, a transfer, but we don't win an SEC championship without her. I've already spoke about Addie and what she brought, and I got really choked up in the locker room when talking about Blair Green. It was like yesterday, Coach Mitchell and I were in her home visit, and she said yes to Kentucky, and that was big for us. Because at that time, it was a tough time, and she chose us. And what she did to represent the state, and her work ethic, her high character, forever grateful for her loyalty and love for Kentucky women's basketball.
Over here to the right.
Coach, I asked them kind of a similar question, but obviously this season was just a completely different look for your squad. What do you feel like you learned from this season, and what are you proud of about this team?
Well, to put it mildly, it was a different look with 10 new players. But, it was a tough season. That's what it was. It was very tough. But what I love about this team is their resiliency. Trying to put 10 new players with the addition of the 5 returners, it was a lot. But I think we showed down the stretch that if you remain tough and have the right mentality, you can overcome adversity. And we were in a lot of games this year that could have gone the other way. But this team never quit. They came to practice to work. They competed in games. We found a way to stay in. But what we learned is, we have to stay together, continue to work, and the standard is always going to be the standard. And when we do the things that we need to do, our future is really bright. And I think we have momentum going into the spring practice.
Front row.
Can you speak a little bit more about next year, the future, what in the offseason that you want this team to get better at, and if there's anything you as a coach want to get better at?
Well, as a coach, you always want to get better. I have a notebook of things that I want to get better at. When you're trying to learn in this seat, it doesn't come with an instruction book, so you surround yourself with great coaches. So I have an unbelievable staff, and Coach Gail Guest, of course, as a mentor, and Coach Mitchell, along with so many others. But, for me, managing a group of 15, I underestimated how many people that really is that need your time. And then just making sure I'm focusing and getting better in basketball and making sure we're playing to our strength. As far as this team, a mental toughness, we're going to work on that all summer long, along with reading the defense and scoring, and we're going to lay our hat on the defensive end. So nothing changes there. We just got to continue to get better. But one thing we're going to focus on, Kentucky is used to winning, and that's what we want to do. 14th is not where we want to be, and we won't be here again. So we got to go back and reevaluate, but that's something that will be on our minds all spring and preseason as we prepare.
Back row.
Coach, I asked you this on Wednesday about BBN coming out to support, and BBN again was here and continued to just show up, and we saw it on social media. You see it at the hotel, you see it just in and around when you're on the road. Just your message to the community that's continued to support even during a tough season.
Yes, I want to thank Big Blue Nation for all your support. They were amazing all year, even through the bad. And so for that, we're forever grateful. And tell them to come back next season. You'll like the product that we have on the floor, but we're forever grateful for your love for this program. So thank you, BBN. You're the best.
Last question. We'll go right here in the front.
Do you think that these last two conferences of really, incredible storylines, how do you feel like that may help recruiting, portal, anything? Do you think it affects that at all?
Our last two wins?
Yeah, and also last year's win.
Well, winning does help recruiting. Winning helps recruiting. But, we're going to get out on the trails, seek out players that fit our system and build relationships with them. The brand itself sells, so that's great. And have an amazing staff that's going to get out and make sure that we have the right players to fit our program to move it forward to where we want to be.
All right. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.